Hello, Kris here, Green Sabre, Doom Telly Time, episode 90 something, might be 5, might be 4, who the fuck cares? So, anyway, it's been a little while between videos, as I told you on the last one. But looking at the statistics, not many of you watched the last one, so I'm sorry for being very dull. Yeah, it's just one of them, so I'll repeat it again. Yeah, there was going to be a little gap between videos. Mainly because I've been intensely busy band-wise, which I'll go into here. It's only going to be a short one. Yes, I know, famous last words. But it might be reasonably short. Anyway, who fucking knows? My reasonably short tend to ramble on for about half an hour. But yeah. So, what was I on about on the last video? Can't remember. Was it it was one of my decades of metal, wasn't it? Was it the year 2000 or something? 2001 will be coming soonish, whenever I can be asked. Although virtually fucking none of you lot watched that last one. So either sort it out or I'm going to give you really shit content. Kind of like what you're going to get now. So anyway, without further ado, band updates. Well, this whole video is going to be band updates as such. So I will go into the nitty gritty of each of them. So what else has been happening? Don't know really. Life got in the way, or whatever the fucking phrase is. But, so let's start with Green Sabre. We haven't rehearsed in a little bit, but we've been in the studio. And when I say the studio, I mean Casa del Glencross, the greatest recording studio in the West Yorkshire area. We recorded, for those of you that have seen us live at any point over the last 2 years, you will know this song. It's been a live staple. It's been part of the set, part of every fucking set we've done, thinking about it. Part of every single set we've ever done. It has, yeah. It's been part of every gig we've done. That's what it is. But never recorded until now. Thanks to new axe master and general all-round amazing bloke, Hamish, who is now fully embedded in the Green Sabre culture and lineup. We recorded Mountain. The track is called Mountain. Anyway, it's now recorded. We're going through a few different mixes just to sort of bring out little pieces, maybe rein in a few other pieces and such. A couple of parts of it are taking on a bit more of a new life, and all the better for it. I can't wait for you to hear it. It's going to be great. We plan to release it as a standalone single, really. Probably likely digital. It seems crazy to go physical for one 8.5-minute song, essentially. I mean, it's not unheard of. We can maybe get a run of cassettes. I don't know. Imagine that's fucking expensive. So anyway, ignore that last statement. Yeah, because ultimately we're going to be continuing the recording thing, which is going to be towards the back end of the year now, I would say, at earliest, really, with all the other commitments that's going on. But also, just to flesh out a few, we've had 3 or 4 tracks, well, 5 or 6 at one point on the back burner for probably the best part of a couple of years, quite honestly. Some of which with the new lineup, I know we can get more out of. There's more life in these songs. I feel like the old lineup, and I'm not pointing any fingers, but I feel like the old lineup left us somewhat restricted in where we could go in various pieces with things. Now, having Hamish in the band, the kind of world is our oyster, and it's given a couple of the old ones that I'd sort of shelved because I'd got bored of, if I'm brutally honest. It's given them a new lease of life. But anyway, I think the grand plan is that we're going to re-record, and I've mentioned this on previous videos before, I'm going to re-record the big 3 off, well, definitely Loss and Fracture. Numb, I'm undecided of, because one of the other new ones I've got is also very similar to Numb in structure, because it was originally kind of formed around within 6 months of that first. It was the first thing that I wrote, essentially, after the Numb EP. Demo, whatever you want to call it. Let's call it a demo because it's clearly recorded as a demo. Whereas this new stuff, and I'm including Mountain that we've just done, sounds sonically fucking amazing now compared to that. I'm very proud of that EP/demo, don't get me wrong. But this is another world, another level as such recording wise. And I think it really brings out what makes us, if you've seen us live, we're a world away from that demo. We're so much heavier live, and that is what I want to recreate in the recording essence, and we've certainly fucking done that with Mountain. So much looking forward to you hearing that. Like I say, it's still going through a bit of up and downs with the mix. We're going to go get it mastered then at some point and unleash it upon you in the next couple of months, really. It shouldn't take much longer than that, I wouldn't have thought. So watch this space, and yeah, the fully fleshed, full album length one will be coming back end of this year, early next year, I'm going to say, which will be those original two songs for definite, possibly 3, and then with 2 or 3 other new ones to go with it. So wait and see. Anyway, so that's the Green Sabre update. All is well currently. There won't be much happening because I'm on holiday, and all you avid viewers, or all fucking 5 of you, or whatever it was, watch my last video. All you avid viewers will have to wait again for a bit. I'm going to Spain end of this week. So, yeah, I'm away again for a little bit. So it'll be a while betwixt videos. And it'll be a while between... but the other Green Sabre thing is we have a gig at Keighley at the Studio 5 Live. It's for a mental health charity organised by the guys from Now. Shout out. Terrific guys, terrific band. They're on Sonobora headlining. Camion are opening up. It's going to be a cracker. That's the 25th or 28th or so. Anyway, it's back end of June. So that's the next one coming up. So we're going to need a rehearsal just to get match fit for that one. But yeah, that is the Green Sabre report. GODTHRYMM. We have also been in the studio. It's been a busy couple of weeks for me on that front, which started with the Green Sabre recording. Then I went away with CROWSBLOOD, which I will explain as the final update. And then when I came back that very same week, studio with GODTHRYMM. I wasn't putting anything down recording-wise. We'd already done the basic demo guides and stuff for Sean drums to go along with. But Sean was putting his drums down at Nave Studios in Leeds, which is a cracking studio. Andy Hawkins, the master, recording us once again. And Nave Studios, if you don't know, I think it's sort of co-owned by one at Kaiser Chiefs. It's one of the big studio, well, if not the biggest studio in Leeds, I'm going to say, or certainly in the area. But it's an amazing setup there, amazing setup. So I've been recording Sean's drums down for the new GODTHRYMM album. Can't wait for you to hear how that's coming, because there's some classic GODTHRYMM in there. There's some newer, more I don't really know how to put it, but there's some newer, more adventurous kind of styles making their way in. Some heavy as fuck moments as well. Honestly, I'm right looking forward to you hearing it. It's going to be great. But yeah, Sean was putting his drums down, so I went down to be a creative muse / pain in the arse for a day or two down there at the studio at Nave, and that's going tremendously well. So I suppose the next thing really now is going to be fleshing out, actually getting the guitars recorded down, getting the bass, vocals, other bits and sundries, and yeah, coming along nicely. Can't wait for you to hear it. But that's the GODTHRYMM report. So yeah, all is well on that front. And my final update, CROWSBLOOD. Yes, we finally got ourselves in the studio, and we went up to Deep Storm Productions up in Scotland. It's at a place called, it's spelt Strathaven, but I believe it's pronounced Straven. Anyway, it's about sort of 15 or 16 miles south of East Kilbride. That's south of Glasgow, so round there, but proper out in the sticks on its own. Little one lane track out to it for about 1.5 miles. Yeah, what a setup. We recorded with Kev, shout out Kev Hare, who, yeah, did all the engineering for us and did an absolutely fucking stunning job of it. So, yeah, this is CROWSBLOOD's full-length album. 7 songs, 2 of which you'll have already heard. The 2 demo tracks, the Murder of Crows demo. They've got a new Lease of Life re-recorded and put on this. So 7 songs in total. We're looking at about 35 minutes, so what I say? Something like that, which is a perfect album length for a death metal album. Don't need to be an hour or so. And we're so pleased with how it's come out so far. It's kind of at the rough to almost completed mix stage with a few of them. And yeah, it's kind of, we had ideas to maybe layer other things on top of it, but listening to how good it sounds now, we're sort of thinking it's almost there, realistically. So yeah, I don't think there's a massive amount else we need to do. It's going to get mastered, obviously, and then we're hoping to hawk it round some labels, because some fucker has to put this out. It's great. I mean, I'm bound to say that, but I'm a very harsh critic, as we all are in the band. But we genuinely believe in this. It sounds amazing what we've put down. So yeah, Lee's been up there for a fucking age, practically living there for we all sort of practically lived there for a bit, because there's digs on site as well. It is such a good setup, Deep Stone Productions. If you want a quality album recording, get yourself up there, honestly. Decent rates, decent setup. The studio's immaculate, all mod cons, lights and buzzing and levers and knobs all over the gaff. And yeah, honestly, it's a proper, the live room's ace. There's a little side room where we set up the guitar cabs, the speakers. I ran through my JCM 800 to get my sound, but I'm going to confuse myself here, but yeah, there was DIs involved and all sorts of shit. So we got a really nice layer of sound for my rhythm. We got an incredibly nice layer of sound for Lee's rhythm. That, as you will hear when it comes out, they work together absolutely brilliantly. Paul Ellis, shout out Paul, who is essentially our bass player. He's put bass down to the demo and to this now. Paul, you might know, if any of you've seen the Aussie tribute Oz Best, Paul fills in on that on occasions, because the other bass player in Oz Best is Bob from GODTHRYMM. But anyway, I've not joined them yet. But yeah, Paul also was in Leonaki's old band, Oaken Throne. So yeah, Paul's used to working with us now. He came up and put some amazing bass down. Leonaki had got up there first. I couldn't, just with work holidays and this and that and so on and so forth. And it's been really busy, typically, around this fucking period at work as well. So that didn't help. But I could only get a couple of days off work. So Leonaki went up first, laid down the drums, got the guide guitars down. And then I rocked up at the end of that first week for 4 days in total. Got there on the Wednesday night, and I did the Thursday, the Friday, the Saturday, and most of the Sunday. Set off at about tea time on Sunday, back down to Leeds. And hammered it out. It went really, really well. I love... my favourite thing about doing the band thing is the studio, is recording, is putting all your creative input that you've been working on for however long, getting it to that stage, is when you're all at it, you're fully rehearsed, you know that stuff properly, and in you go. Time is money in the studio, so you don't want to be fucking around having to fucking work out what it is you're doing in there. You should be worked out by the time you get in there. And I always like to think that I am. I take it really seriously once I'm in the studio. Kev Leonaki would likely be laughing at that statement, because although I might not appear to be serious at any moment during any particular day, I take that side of it really, really seriously. I want to get it down. I want to get it nailed down. And yeah, it went brilliantly. I got all my, because we dual rhythm, I'll record each rhythm section twice. Got all that down on the Thursday, on the full day. I mean, it were a full old fucking day, like a sort of 10-hour shift or whatever it was, but we got the fucking thing down. The Friday morning, I came down and did my little bit of layering, the few harmony lines that I've got, double layered them as well. And then the Friday afternoon, we started on the vocals. Guitars, I'm happy with. I know what I'm doing, and I know that I can do it when I get in there. Vocals always feels like a bit of a... because I don't really know what I'm doing, to be honest with you. I just know when it sounds right. But because I don't sit at home practicing death metal vocals, because I'd get fucking locked up, quite frankly, if the neighbour could hear me shrieking next door. So it's rare that I get much of a chance to... And also I was consciously aware that I didn't want to... So I didn't rehearse the vocals massively in the rehearsals leading up to recording, because I didn't want to... What I didn't want to do was have a very noticeable kind of staccato-y vocal delivery, which comes when you play and sing at the same time. You fall into little tropes, and I wanted to actively try and sit on some slightly different timings and just approach it more as just, what would a normal vocalist do? A normal death metal vocalist do in this setup? How would they write in? So I'd pick... It was easier to pick places where I could come in rather than sort of think, can I play this while singing and so on. And I mean, obviously, with a view to us performing live in the future, I needed to be conscious of that, not do something that I knew I was going to be fucking unable to do in a live setting. But still, it just made it easier to separate the vocals enormously. So they were the very, very last thing that got thought of. So anyway, in a roundabout way, what I'm saying is when I get into the studio and do the vocals, I'm never quite sure how it's going to fucking sound. And so that was the one that was causing me the most anxiety. I didn't need to worry about it because of the relaxed setting and because of the fact that everything was set up brilliantly for me by Kev in the studio. I didn't have to worry about it. And it came, the kind of, it's more guttural what I do in the death metal style. I'd love to be a black metal vocalist, but I can't do those high-end shrieks. I just can't. I don't have it in the... I could probably learn it, but I feel like, you know, I'm going to be 50 this year, so I feel like that ship may have sailed. But, so the guttural I find easier. I can ping it from, you know, you ping it from sort of down here, don't you? And just, and it comes a lot easier. It's less taxing on the fucking throat as well. Although you want to know, and by the end of it, I was necking like neat honey on day 2 of the vocals just to stay lubricated. But yeah, it came together relatively well. So on that Friday afternoon, we got a couple of the songs vocally down as well. In fact, did we get 3 of them down? Or what I say, we got 3 of them down. Yeah, we did. We got 3 of the songs down vocally on the Friday. So 2 days, I'd done all my guitars and just under half the vocals. The Saturday was pure vocal attack. And it was the songs that weren't quite as fleshed out as I would have liked them to have been when they come in. But I was still undecided on how I was going to fit them in places. So it was nice to have just that little bit of wriggle room to work with them anyway. So, and again, they came together relatively quickly. Again, we double tracked all the vocals, and you'll hear that in places when you listen to the final version. And it went tremendously well. So Saturday, we finished, again, I want to say that was another sort of 9 or 10 hour day as such. But yeah, we got the vocals down, and then right at the back end of it, we started on trying to hone Lee's guitar sound. And on Saturday, we sort of nailed what was going to be Lee's sound for the rhythm. Sunday, I hung around, helped layer a few bits of other rhythm guitar in amongst it. Lee hammered out his fucking his guitars on the Sunday, and it went stupendously well. And to all intents and purposes, when I left on Sunday, Paul was just and so starting laying down his bass guitar. Lee stayed up there another couple of days. I think Paul stayed for another day. But we've pretty much got it down. It was a fantastic experience. And like I say, it's not cheap going in the studio. But honestly, if you want to do this thing properly, guys out there, get some proper studio time. Hone your songs to a fucking level where you feel like they're ready to run. And yeah, you can do loads fucking worse than Deep Storm. I can't speak highly enough of Kev. He's ace to work with. He's a top bloke for those of you that know him. And just a great atmosphere to work in. Like I say, I love doing the recording thing. It's my favourite thing. Yes, over live. It's my favourite thing about doing the band thing. Is getting in a studio, locking the doors, and just zoning in on your creative outputs as such. Zoning in on my creative spaff and turning it into a lovely sweet child. Yeah, so I've had a whale of a time. I've had a fucking stupidly busy time because like I say, all 3 bands, it turned out, ended up doing recording all around the fucking same period, which probably isn't the best thing. But I was saying to Lee while I was up there with the CROWSBLOOD thing, I did panic at first about having 3 bands on the go, about thinking there's going to be loads of clashes, which there hasn't been so far, touch wood. And also, would I struggle to dip in and out of them? I haven't at all. I've found it really easy to go from, for example, I've had several weekends where on the Saturday, I've driven through to Lancaster to rehearse with Green Sabre. Then all day Sunday, I've been round at Hamish's tracking new ideas for the GODTHRYMM stuff. And then on Monday night, rehearsing the CROWSBLOOD set / album. I found it really easy to tap out of one and tap into another, to the point where recently we did a gig where I headlined as GODTHRYMM and opened as Green Sabre, and it was fine. I was worried about thinking, shit, am I going to go into a Green Sabre riff in middle of GODTHRYMM? So, no, I found it dead straightforward to just zone out of one and zone into the other. But you absolutely, for me at least anyway, you absolutely have to know your stuff back to front. Otherwise, it makes it really fucking difficult. So it's just time served. The difficulty is making sure that you know that stuff in your fucking head properly. And then it's easy to dip in and out or one or the other. So, yeah, what's been an insanely busy few weeks on all band fronts. But it's been great. Everything that's come out of it at the back end of it that I've heard so far sounds fucking amazing. So, yeah, can't wait for you to hear all three of them. But like I say, with the CROWSBLOOD thing, we believe this deserves to get some kind of release on some fucking label. So all you independent death metal labels out there, I'm looking at you. Check this out. It's fucking amazing. If you want more details, get in touch with Lee. He'll be able to ping you on and say, or I can as well, if you want some sneak peeks. Labels, that is. I'm not fucking sneak peeking for everyone. Get all over gaff. And we'd like a physical release of it, ultimately. So, yeah, watch this space. So, right, 20 minutes or 21 minutes. Let's fucking rein this in. So, that's my updates. This will probably only get about 12 fucking views anyway, because I'm not showing off any vinyl or discussing how many thousands of pounds worth of things I've bought this week. But I have been purchasing in the background. There has been a few collection updates, so I don't know whether to maybe do that for next week's video. But we'll wait and see. But it won't be a next week's video because I'm on holiday, I've just remembered. So, yeah, with all that in mind, I think I've earned the break. Going on holiday with a 6-year-old is no break. You need a holiday when you get back, quite frankly. But it'll be nice to just sit on a beach or sit by a pool and sip margaritas or whatever they sip in Spain. Sangria, Cruzcampo, Madrid, Excepcional de Madrid. That's brewed in fucking Tadcaster or wherever. But anyway, yeah, so I've earned the break. So it'll be a couple of weeks before you see me again, which I'm sure you're all fucking glad of. But anyway, until then, thanks for liking, thanks for subscribing, thanks for watching, and I will see you on the other side of my Spanish extravaganza. Until then, toodle pip, tra.